3, 2, 1. Mr. Death Breath.
Hey, so here are 5 bloody, gory, unapologetic facts about 28 years later. Spoilers and opinions ahead. Starting with 1, it does not hold your hand. If you've never seen 28 days, 28 weeks, you might be a little lost on 28 years later. It's gonna plop you into this world and you're expected to understand what's going on. And it'll tell you, hey, this is what happened so far. And you're gonna be like, what? So I highly recommend you watching 28 Days Later. It's on Pluto, which you can get for free. It's on Tubi. You can also rent it for probably like $5 on YouTube, Fandango, whatever. Fact number 2, Aaron Taylor Johnson is barely in this movie. As a matter of fact, this whole film really centers around his son Spike. And while it starts off strong in the beginning with Aaron Taylor Johnson being, the main protagonist, he ends up fading out probably, I want to say about like 30 minutes in, and the movie's about 2 hours long, maybe even less than 30, maybe 20. And the whole thing really follows Spike in his attempt to find his ailing mother a cure from this weird doctor named Dr. Kesselstein, I believe. So it's really bizarre and really flips the script. Number 3, there are new zombies, new types of zombies. We have these strange looking, slow crawling, fat Buddha zombies that look like a blob, almost reminiscent of a whale when you don't see its face crawling, and it just looks like a giant meat sack, about the size of a stingray in terms of its flatness. It's very weird, very unsettling. We don't fully understand what they do, but we know they can move quickly. In addition, we have these things called alphas. And these alphas are no joke. They're humongous. They're incredibly muscular, incredibly fast. They know how to coordinate the less intelligent infected things. Oh, interesting fact, by the way, everyone's naked now. All the zombies are naked. I mean, why would they need clothes? Especially 28 years later, they're about to lose their clothes, right? Not like they're going to be like, hey, let me go down to the Mervyns with my other infected buddies and go and take some clothes. Yeah. The alphas are absolutely terrifying. When they kill an animal or a person, they essentially rip the head clean out of the body, leaving just the spine behind along with the head. It's just insane. Number 4. When this film ends, it doesn't end as a complete package. You don't get the bow, you don't get the Amazon shipping label, you don't get the to, from, sent to, none of that. It's very much, it ends with a cliffhanger. And while the cliffhanger feels out of place, it's supposed to directly connect to the next film called The Bone Temple, which releases in January 2026 and will be directed, or if it's already shot, directed by Nia DaCosta, who had a hand in the Jordan Peele produced Candyman. So that should be interesting. So know when you're coming into this movie, you're going to be like, oh, it just kind of ends? Well, what you see next is what it connects to. Which brings us to number 5. The ending will probably piss you off, okay? Are you guys familiar with Jimmy Savile? So he was the equivalent of a beloved entertainer. Kind of think like I want to say Jimmy Kimmel, but who likes that douchebag? Kind of think like a Keanu Reeves or something. One of those lovable, likable actors, except he was a talk show host, well, later in his career. And Jimmy Savile was this lovable, quirky old man with this strange-looking 70s, bob bowl cut thing. And it turns out he was a pedophile. And his whole reputation was tarnished. Well, at the end of this movie, we suddenly have what feels like a Power Rangers meetup. Spike, the son, played by Alfie, he is stuck, and there's this rock wall, and 5 infected are coming, and suddenly this guy with a similar haircut, like Jimmy Savile, appears with all these other equally bleach blonde kids wearing different colored tracksuits, like velour tracksuits and chains, and he's like, hey, buddy. But he says it in a British accent, and I'm not going to try because I don't want to sound absolutely stupid. But he goes, hey, you did a really good job. It looks like you can need some help. Would you like some help? And he goes, yeah, sure. And suddenly, these bleach blonde kids wearing these velour tracksuits jump down and start killing zombies in the most ridiculous ways. I'm talking like one of them is hitting them with makeshift chopsticks. Another one is taking, a metal rope saw essentially and sawing a zombie's head in half. Another one's jumping on it with a bag and punching it, and it's so ridiculous and comical and so over the top, and you're like, what the crap just happened? This is so incredibly weird. And after they kill these zombies in a really bizarre way, and almost like in a Power Ranger way, I mean, the only thing they didn't say was, it's morphin' time, it would have fit perfectly. The Jimmy goes, hi, I'm Jimmy. We should be friends, and the movie ends. Now, personally, I thought it was wonderful. I thought it was so bananas and weird, and I'm like, okay, eccentric characters are fun. If you want to be honest, the Joker was an eccentric character. What Tom Hardy did with his was interesting, okay? So it's very bizarre. But here's the thing, you're either going to hate it or love it. But here's the thing, when you're courting controversy, when you're courting attention, getting attention is a good thing. If I say the word retard, I'm in trouble. But guess what? That gets attention, okay? Not to offend anybody. I don't care about anyone's intelligence. And that phrasing isn't meant to offend anybody. It's just to make a point. And the point being that creative risks can lead to success. Whether that attention is positive or negative, it still gives attention, which leads to the possibility of success. It's just like money doesn't care what race you are or what government entity you represent. Money is it's spendable. Attention is attention, for better or worse. And the choice that Danny Boyle made is getting people talking, and that's what matters. And that's very much what 28 years later does with this ending. It's very bananas, and people all over the place are saying it was good until the end. It was this until the end. So what I ask you to do, if you want, or you can ask me to kick rocks and I'll be just content doing the same, is when you watch this movie, consider the fact that this ending is part of something bigger. This ending is meant to get a strange reaction from you. And this ending could potentially set up something incredible. Anyway, take care.